Wassup YouTube, PokePrimer here, primed ready to deliver you our team builder for our week 5 battle in the NPBA against Sebastian and the Carlisle Cacturnes. His team, as of right now, at this moment that I'm recording this, he still hasn't had his week 4 battle, but I'm not feeling too hopeful on his week 4 battle, but as of this moment, he's currently the only undefeated member of the NPBA. And that is 100% due to his Mega Sableye. Nobody has been able to touch that thing. Nobody's been able to take it out. Nobody has been able to slow it down. Once that thing gets going, it absolutely 100% is just untouchable. None of his opponents so far have been able to even get through it at all. So, number one, that was what we needed to plan for. We needed to have a surefire, guaranteed way to beat that thing. I needed 100% a way, 1v1. I need something that can 1v1 Mega Sableye and beat it every time. His team also includes, on top of the Mega Sableye, he's got Scizor, Garchomp, Vaporeon, Nidoqueen, Granbull, Meloetta, both forms, no specifications here, Sock, Vivillon, Regice, Ditto, and Heatran. So right off the bat, you see Stealth Rockers. Heatran gets rocks. I think Regice get rocks, but I'm not sure. I know for a fact that actually I think Granbull gets rocks too. Maybe Granbull might. I know Nidoqueen does. I know Garchomp does. He's got a Defogger in Scizor, which is kind of annoying. I don't feel like he'll bring Defog Scizor, and I have way more than enough things to handle Scizor, so that's not really too big of an issue, but still, he might have Defog Scizor, you never know. But, yeah, regardless, he's got a really scary team. He's got some very bulky mons. Vaporeon's always an issue to deal with because it's so bulky that even a lot of super effective hits aren't going to take it out. So you got to be really careful when dealing with Vaporeon. He's got a lot of really heavy hitters, but not a lot of them are all that fast. His fastest mon is Garchomp at base 102, and the next fastest is regular Meloetta. Obviously, he can have Meloetta Pirouette, but it can't be scarfed or anything. So, I mean, it is base 128, but still can't be scarfed or anything, so we can work around that very easily. So, without further ado, let's get into how I plan on beating him. The way I plan on beating Mega Sableye is right here, ladies and gentlemen. Aromatisse. Mavis the Aromatisse. 248 HP. Max special attack with a modest nature. And 4 into each of her defenses. With Moonblast, Calm Mind, Hidden Power, Fire, and Aromatherapy. Now, hear me out. First of all, Aromatisse eats every hit that Mega Sableye wants to go for against us. Everything. Shadow Ball is the biggest hitting move that Sableye gets against us, and it's doing only about 20 to 25% to us originally. If he wants to bring Calm Mind boosting Sableye against us, we're going to bring Calm Mind boosting Aromatisse against him. And our Moonblasts will always be doing way more than any attack he's going to be doing against us. Now, the only issue I have here is I really want to run Wish, because then this thing 1v1s Mega Sableye perfectly. But then I can't hit the Scizor, which would most likely be a switch into this thing. Yeah, I'm going to change this right now. I'm just going to run Wish. I need to run Wish. If I want to beat Mega Sableye, I need to be able to heal in front of its face without actually worrying about it. So basically, the goal is, Mega Sableye hits the field, this thing hits the field immediately. Every single time. Because then I can just start clicking Calm Mind. If he switches out, then I switch out. This thing is built for the Mega Sableye. You can actually make note that I took away the HB Fire here for the Wish, but regardless, this thing 1v1s Mega Sableye every day of the week. If it wants to try and burn us, aromatherapy, it's gone. If he wants to start, he keeps hitting us with damage, boom, we Wish, it's gone. We keep Calm Minding. If we both get to +6, my Moonblasts will be doing like, even if he's max special defense, Calm Nature, which is not too uncommon, but still kind of rare. If he's max special defense, Calm Nature, our Moonblasts are still doing minimum of 59%. If we're both at +6, special attack and special defense. So he can't actually do anything significant to us. And basically Mega Sableye can't beat us at all. There's nothing that a Mega Sableye can do to Aromatisse, and he can't taunt us either because of our ability Aroma Veil, which prevents us from being taunted, which is fantastic. For those of you who don't know, I'll read it off right now. Aroma Veil protects users/allies from Attract, Disable, Encore, Heal, Block, Taunt, and Torment. So with that, he can't stop us from Calm Minding at all. He cannot stop us from Calm Minding. You can't stop us from Wishing. You can't stop us from Aromatherapying, which is fantastic. Aromatisse just sits in front of it and Calm Minds all day, every day. And if he lets us do that, then we just have a +6 Aromatisse. And at that point, I don't think even the things that resist the Moonblast will be taking it very, very nicely. So Mavis has a really, really good chance to either A, sweep his team, or B, just absolutely decimate his Mega Sableye, 100%. The Moonblast is also very good because he does have the Garchomp, so Garchomp could be kind of an issue, but again, if we can hit that thing with a Moonblast, he ain't going to be appreciating it, especially if we have a Calm Mind up beforehand. He won't appreciate it. Obviously, you know, if he brings the Heatran, that's a switch into this thing every time, but we have other ways of dealing with Heatran. We have other ways of dealing with the switch-ins to this thing, which would also be Nidoqueen and Scizor. We have other ways of dealing with it. It's not that big of a deal. If something wants to switch in on this thing, it's gonna take some damage and then get knocked out by something else. So that is the entire purpose of this Aromatisse set. This whole set was devised randomly. I was sitting in one of my classes and I was bored out of my mind. It was a Gen Ed class. It wasn't that big of a deal. I'm bored out of my goddamn mind, and I knew that I was facing the Mega Sableye. I was thinking about my team, and I was like, what do I have to beat that thing? And then just Aromatisse popped in my head, and I was thinking of set options and ideas and everything else in the world. And this hit my head, and I was like, dude, we got this. We actually got this. Now, this is also not recognizing the potential for a physical variant, because for those of you who are fans of the GBA, everyone knows that in Season 4, A-Drive, coach of the St. Louis Rampardos, had Mega Sableye, and actually ran a physical variant more often than not. Well, I calced for that. Physical variant still doesn't do all that much damage to us, initially, and if he's physical, well, what's his boosting move going to be? Hone Claws? Even if he gets a Hone Claws or something up, that's not going to boost his defenses at all. So even if he's max special, and our special attack will be going up, so we'd only need like 2 Calm Minds to OHKO it. Two Calm Minds. And we would OHKO the Mega Sableye. So no matter what set he decides to bring on that thing, Mavis the Aromatisse 100% counters it. Every single time. So that is going to be our Aromatisse. I'm really, really looking forward to using this set. I think this is actually going to do really, really good against his Mega Sableye, which has basically been his crutch all season. He's gotten some really high differential matches so far, just because he's sat Mega Sableye out in front of his opponents, and they couldn't do anything about it. And now he's facing an opponent who can. So I'm really excited to shut that thing down. The next mob we're bringing on our squad is going to be our tryhard go-to guy, Gajeel, the Mega Aggron. Mega Aggron is just such a good Pokemon with filter and everything. It eats so many hits. It's put in some work this season. I'm looking for it to do just as well today. We're rocking 248 HP, max attack with an adamant nature, and 8 into speed. Now the 8 into speed is for a very specific reason. First reason is he could try to speed tie or speed creep me with his Regice, which if it's choice specs, which I don't expect it to be, if it's choice specs Focus Blast, that's gonna hurt a lot. It does a lot of damage to me, so I want to try to speed creep that a little bit. So that's the whole goal there. Also, just in case his Gramble speed creeps me, which would be kind of silly because I don't expect the Gramble to ever try to speed creep me. But if it does, you know, it does. Whatever. But you know, that's the whole thought process there. Near max HP is allowing us to take as many hits as we possibly can. We obviously don't need physical defense investment. I decided to go against special defense investment this week because in a lot of cases we can live just about any one hit from something and kill it. So that's kind of the thought process there. Moveset: Iron Head, Earthquake, Ice Punch, and Fire Punch. Straight coverage all around. The Iron Head will Iron Head comes this week over the Heavy Slam because Iron Head does more damage to the Regice. Iron Head still 2-hit KOs the Gramble after an Intimidate, and Iron Head has a good chance to OHKO, if not 2-hit KO, if not most likely 2-hit KO the Regice as well. Pretty much the only reason because the Heavy Slam slightly missed out on the 2-hit KO on the Regice, so that was kind of the goal here. Earthquake is there because Heatran is a big problem. Heatran could switch into this thing a lot of times, but I want to make sure that he knows it's not safe to do that. So that's why I'm packing the Earthquake. It'll also hit the Nidoqueen really, really hard, which can also be a big threat to us as you know, Nidoqueen is very powerful and can pack the Sheer Force boosted Earth Power, which can do a lot of damage to us. So we gotta be really, really careful about that Nidoqueen. We have the Ice Punch for the Garchomp. Specifically, the Ice Punch will blow the Garchomp away. We can eat up an Earthquake any day of the week. We can even take a crit Earthquake if we wanted to, and hit that thing back with an Ice Punch and kill it off. The Ice Punch is a secondary option for the Nidoqueen as well as another option for the Vivillon, as we need to obviously be able to hit that thing hard. The Fire Punch is here because he has a Scizor, and Scizor doesn't like fire. So we're going to try to hit that thing with a Fire Punch. Scizor normally could sit in front of an Aggron safely, but Fire Punch is going to ensure that that can't happen. Now, the Fire Punch is also another secondary option for Regice and Vivillon. The cool part about it is both Fire Punch and Ice Punch have secondary effects with the either freeze or the burn. So if I can get a freeze or a burn off of one of those, that would be absolutely fantastic. But you know, regardless of all that, there's that's going to be our Mega Aggron. Very, very straightforward set. Looking to put in a lot of work as usual. Next, we have Tech Support the Azelf, who is another one of my crown jewels this week, rocking a Life Orb with a Naive Nature, 152 speed. With that speed, I outspeed a max speed Jolly Garchomp by 1 point, so he'd have to be Scarfed in order to outspeed us. We have max special attack and 104 into our physical attack, which, yeah, we need that 104. Yeah, we need the 104. So, move set. We have Dazzling Gleam, Fire Punch, Hidden Power, Ground, and Thunderbolt. Dazzling Gleam is there for the Mega Sableye. We 2-hit KO, even specially defensive Mega Sableye with the Dazzling Gleam. It also can't OHKO us, so That's kind of important. We kind of need that. Fire Punch is there because they have a Scizor. Pretty much the simplest way of describing it. He has a Scizor. We want to Fire Punch it. Plain and simple. The only thing it could do to us is Bullet Punch us because we do outspeed. And at the end of the day, that's not going to really matter because Fire Punch will take it out. Hidden Power Ground is for the Heatran. We outspeed the Heatran every way in the world, unless it's Scarfed. And Hidden Power Ground will do insane damage if it's offensive. If it's offensive, it has a chance to OHKO. Especially defensive, it will 2-hit KO, guaranteed. And even if it's specially defensive, then it can't OHKO us. So we have a very good chance of taking out the Heatran with this Azelf. And then Thunderbolt is there because we needed coverage for the Vaporeon. So I just decided, we'll pack it on there. Why not? This Azelf is one of the best pickups I had this season, by far. Azelf has put in so much work. Azelf is just an insanely good Pokemon. It deserves so much more credit than it ever gets. I'm really, really happy to have it on the squad. So hopefully it'll put in even more work this week against Sebastian. And get some key clutch KOs throughout the match. Next up, we have Slurp our Goodra to complete our Fairy Dragon Steel Core. We have Slurp the Goodra holding the Assault Vest. Ability-wise, I think I'm actually going to go with Gooey, because Gooey just makes more sense this week, because he's got a lot of very big-time physical threats. If you think about it, you could bring physical Mega Sableye, you could bring Scizor, who's very physical, you could bring Garchomp, who's physical. Nidoqueen can be physical. Granbull's physical. Meloetta Pirouette's physical. Sawk is physical. Yeah, just about half of his team is full of good, solid physical threats that could do some good damage to Goodra. So we decided to run 248 HP and max defense with a relaxed nature so that we can eat up all those physical hits. With the Assault Vest, we pretty much sit in front of just about anything and wall it. Not necessarily wall it, but we can definitely eat a lot of insane hits. We got the bulk here. Moveset, we are rocking Draco Meteor. Now, I debated between Draco Meteor and Ice Beam, but I thought in my head, all the other things that I would require an Ice Beam for, I'm going to be able to hit super effectively with other moves on my moveset. So I decided Draco Meteor was best because Draco Meteor guarantees the KO on the Garchomp, which I absolutely desperately wanted and needed. So that's kind of important. Because Ice Beam actually, with this spread, does not KO Garchomp. Draco Meteor absolutely 100% does. So that's kind of important. That was a key reasoning behind this decision overall. Next move we have is Fire Punch because of the Scizor. It'll also hit the Regice and Pavilion. Regice is very important to hit on the physical side because it has base 200 special defense. So you won't see too many coverage moves for it on the special side, just because it just kind of seems silly. It's not going to really do all that much. Even if it's super effective, it's still it's a Regice. It's going to eat it up, a lot. So there's that. Fire Punch will actually take out the Scizor, I'm pretty sure, even with a bulky build. If it doesn't take it out, it'll do an insane amount of damage, has a chance to burn, a lot of other things. Good stuff. Yeah, so there's that. Earthquake is there for the Heatran, because Heatran's 4 times weak to ground. If we can hit that thing with a fucking Earthquake, that thing will disappear. Plain and simple, it will actually just disappear. It will just disappear off the face of the planet Earth. It won't be here anymore. That's it. Also, the Nidoqueen will not appreciate an Earthquake at all. So there's that. And then Thunderbolt is there because of the Vaporeon. Again, I needed something that could hurt that Vaporeon really bad. And that's one of the few things that we can do against it. I mean, it can still wish up against us. I mean, it'd be nice if we can get, a poison on it, maybe a paralysis, get a few paras on it. That'd be nice. It's gonna take a while. I feel like if if he does bring the Vaporeon's going to be the last mon in the match, and it's just going to sit there and eat up hits until we finally kill it. It's just going to sit there and bulk things for too long, but Goodra is basically here 100% just for coverage across his whole team and putting in work. I was really kind of disappointed to find out. I didn't know it didn't get this move beforehand, but I was really disappointed to find out that Goodra doesn't get Acid Spray. I really wanted to run Acid Spray because I could have, spammed it in front of the Mega Sableye, and it would always be really down low on its special defense, and then we would obviously outspeed it every single time and kill it off with like a Draco Meteor or something, but that can't happen. But it's sad, but at the end of the day, can't complain too much. The next mon we're bringing is going to be Good Kush our Weezing, who hasn't really had a chance to shine a lot this season, which really kind of sucks. Weezing's a fantastic Pokemon, and I'm really happy that I get to have him on my team, but he won't be here too much longer. After week 5, we will be saying goodbye to Good Kush. So I wanted to bring him this time just for sentimental purposes, to give him a chance to show off what he can do. So I decided to run a fully physically defensive Weezing, 248 HP, 252 defense with a bold nature, 8 and 2 special defense. Now, this thing actually puts in a lot more work than people might think it does, because he has 2 ground types, which would likely want to spam Earth Power or Earthquake. Can't do that because I have 2 Levitators now on the team instead of just 1. So that's key. Plus, a lot of all those physical threats I mentioned with the last mon, this thing walls a lot of. Now, if you really think about it, Nidoqueen, if it can't use its ground type stab on us, then it would have to use its poison stab. Well, this thing can eat poison jabs, or it can even eat sludge waves for days. No problem. Every day of the week. Garchomp, we can take a Dragon Claw, we can take an Outrage, and we can Will-O-Wisp that bitch and burn it. Especially if he decides to bring Outrage for some reason, we can switch this bitch in on an Outrage and get a free, easy burn on the Garchomp, and that just will make my day so much nicer. I just like seeing a burned Garchomp. I like seeing a burned Garchomp. I know you guys will probably like seeing a burned Garchomp. So let's burn the Garchomp. We can eat hits all day from the Scizor. We can burn it. If he doesn't lead Sableye and he doesn't Mega turn 1, then we can easily try to burn it on a switch-in if he decides to try and switch it in on our Weezing. Predicting some things. We could try to burn it on a switch-in. That'd be kind of nice. We could burn the Meloetta Pirouette. It can't do too much to us because it does lose access to the Psychic type moves. So that's it won't have too many Psychic type moves. And if it does, its special attack isn't all that. So that's kind of why that 8 in special defense is there. Because if he does bring Meloetta Pirouette and for some reason pack Psyshock on it or something like that, it won't do too much damage. And if it gets a physical Psychic type move, it still won't do all that much damage because we're bulky as hell on the physical side. This thing walls the Granbull all over the place. Granbull cannot touch us. Sock can't touch us. We just shut down a lot of my opponent's team with this thing. Sludge Bomb and Flamethrower are our main moves for coverage. The Flamethrower is for the Scizor, who could potentially try to predict a Sludge Bomb and switch it on us. Well, we have the Flamethrower, so you're just going to get bodied real quick. Sludge Bomb is there for the Granbull that we do in fact wall. Will-O-Wisp. Yes, he does have Mega Sableye. Yes, he does have Magic Bounce. Is that going to stop you from bringing status moves? Hell to the fuck no. Because he has to be able to predict the status moves. And if I can bluff that I don't have them for long enough with Weezing, I could potentially get a free burn on something. Or, even better, get up a layer of Toxic Spikes. If Weezing can get up 1 layer of Toxic Spikes in this whole match, that'll be the greatest thing in the universe. Because, A, Scizor can't come out in front of this thing and try to defog them, because I have Flamethrower. So I can easily just put Toxic Spikes back up on the field immediately after killing it. Secondly, if I can kill the Nidoqueen, he has nothing to absorb the Toxic Spikes, which I have plenty of things, as you saw before, to kill the Nidoqueen with. And lastly, if I can get a layer of Toxic Spikes up when this Mega Sableye is not in the game, is not out on the field, that is music to my ears. Because a poisoned Mega Sableye is the least threatening thing I've ever heard of. If I can get that Mega Sableye poisoned, that's 12% damage he's going to take every turn, which makes my job of killing it 1,000 times easier. So that is why I'm bringing the Toxic Spikes. I think if I play correctly, if I play smart, I can easily get my Toxic Spikes up, no problem, in front of that Mega Sableye, and then get that thing poisoned, and watch as the Mega Sableye slowly dies. So that is the whole goal with Weezing here. If Weezing literally just gets Toxic Spikes up this week, obviously after the Nidoqueen is dead, if Weezing just gets up Toxic Spikes, that'll be fantastic. That's all I want him to do. So that's the plan here with Good Kush. The last mon we're bringing is our MVP from week number 2, Mistigan, the Frogadier. Mistigan. This fucking Pokemon. Let me tell you guys, this fucking Pokemon is just so damn good. We're running 200 speed with a naive nature. With that much speed, we outspeed a regular Meloetta at max speed timid. Because regular Meloetta hits, what does regular Meloetta hit? Oh, it actually hits 306. Let me hit this real quick. I could have sworn I fixed that up for me. Bump you down to 52. Bring you up to 204. That works. That works nice. Alright. So with that speed investment, we'll outspeed a regular Meloetta. We do have the Protean U-turn to hit that thing with. U-turns are just going to be very, very important in this match so we can keep up momentum. We have Scald. Scald will body the Heatran and body the Nidoqueen. Also has the chance to get burns. I like Scald is a very spammable move. If I can predict around the Vaporeon, we can spam and get Scalds on things, potentially get burns on things, and that'd be really, really nice. Ice Beam is here because of the Garchomp. Unless he's Scarfed, we outspeed it, and we'd be able to hit it with an Ice Beam and do some significant ass damage, which is very, very nice in my opinion. In my personal opinion. But that's just me. But yeah, so there's that. There's definitely that. And lastly, we packed the Hidden Power Fire for the Scizor, because, yeah, Scizor's a threat. So I want to be able to hit that thing really hard. Mistigan is just such a good mon this week because it provides us with Switch Initiative, with U-turn. It provides us with plenty of coverage moves between Scald, Ice Beam, and Hidden Power Fire. It just provides me options. It gives me options, and I like to have options. So with that, you guys, that is going to be our team for the Carlisle Cacturnes. If you guys enjoyed this team builder, please make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, I am PokePrimer, signing